morning, everyone. This is Tony from her Homestead Skills. First of all, I would like to thank everyone so very much for all their condolences over the loss of my friend yesterday. I'm sure that we all feel those losses at one time or another in our lives, and sometimes more often than not. I know that there have been periods in time where I lost a number of souls, but the loss is ours. It's not theirs. They're going home. It's the way I view it anyway, is that they're going home. So for me, I didn't realize how much I was distraught over the whole situation until I recognized that I had spent pretty much most of the day trying to verify the situation, because all I did was get a cryptic text message saying that this girl was gone, and I did try to contact the lady that informed me, and it turns out she was out of town. So I guess the nieces must have got a hold of her and told her, and her first knee-jerk reaction was to inform me. She did know that we were pretty close. So in the end, I think I scoured my old phone lists. You know, I hadn't heard back from her in a couple of hours, and I just was very, what's going on? What happened? Did anything happen? Am I just getting this cryptic message for no valid reason? I really needed to verify that something had occurred. And I did get a hold of another friend of ours. Basically, the lady who passed was one of my close friends, and the lady who informed me was closer friends to the other lady that I got in touch with yesterday. So there were, all of them were friends with my friend, but I was closer to these two sisters than I was to the rest of them. Although I knew these other ladies, I didn't really associate with them on the same basis. I mean, these two sisters were more like my sisters. And there was a period of time that we literally were together every day. I mean, that's what young folks do. They spend a lot, like in the movie Friends or the television series Friends, where they spent all this time together. We were pretty much like that too. So yes, I viewed them more like sisters than friends. So I understand her imperative to letting me know that this had occurred. Now, in the end, I did get a hold of this other lady who knew her quite well, and I knew offhand, and she heard nothing. She was not informed, but she did tell me that she knew that she was out of town. She was on holiday with her grandchildren, and she would be back soon, so I probably wouldn't be hearing from her for a few days anyway, but I wasn't aware of that. And once again, scouring the telephones, I did get a hold of my friend's aunt, her auntie, sweet little auntie. And yes, we had a long chat, and yes, she confirmed that my friend had passed away from an aneurysm and that they had rushed her to the hospital, but to no avail. So yes, we did lose a sweet soul, and the loss is mine, for sure. And I know that a lot of you have gone through similar occurrences, and we will continue to. As we get to this age, more and more of our friends are passing. I mean, parents do. Most of us have lost most of our parents and grandparents by now, but not all of us. Mark still has a daddy. The old coot, he's like going to be 94 in February. He's hanging in there. So yes, hopefully he'll continue to hang in there. And he too is out in the West Coast, so hopefully there won't be any need to rush out to see him. Anyway, I do want to thank everyone for their condolences. I know that there's really not much anyone can say. I always have a very difficult time saying the right thing myself during these occasions. And really what it comes down to is that there's nothing anyone can say. And putting that aside, since there's very little I can do about that situation, I'm going to focus once again on baking more goodies and just jumping into that and doing whatever I can to help my daughter, who is actually hosting Christmas again. I have stopped hosting Christmas for a few years now, and she's taken on that role. And it is an expensive and time-consuming and lots of work involved. So I'm going to do the best I can to try and alleviate some of that and help her out as much as I can. Considering that she's giving us the opportunity for the whole family to get together in one location. She has the space, which is nice, and I don't know if that's all that important. I think you can always make space even in a tiny little home if you want to get together. So it's just easier and more comfortable with more space. Anyway, my focus right now is still going to be on the holidays. I am definitely concerned with the situation that will be occurring after it. Politically, everything seems to be getting worse and worse. I don't know what to think of that. Hopefully all that will resolve itself. It may just go the other way and get a whole lot uglier, and which is really what I'm expecting to happen. So the economic situation isn't getting any better. And I have to say, rah, rah for EVs not selling. I mean, you cannot force people into things that they don't want. And it's time that some people just learn that lesson, that you cannot manipulate and tell other people what to do. I think that there's been far, far too much of that going on in our world. And freedom-loving people just are not going to accept being bottle-fed at this point in their lives. We are adults now. We're not 3-year-olds. And it's time that some people who are in charge recognize the fact that they're not the adult and we're not the children. Anyway, that's as far as I'm going to go with that one. And yes, just once again, I want to thank everyone for their kindness and their condolences and their thoughtful comments. I really appreciate it. Many of you have become my close friends. Sometimes you don't recognize that, but yes, I do. I recognize that many of you have become my close confidants and close friends, and I treasure that too. So wishing you all good holidays. Prep like there's no tomorrow. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye for now.